it back to you, the people.
And we give it back to you, the people.
You know, when Trump quotes, or inexplicably quotes, a villain from a superhero comic, run to the hills, run to the hills, roll the intro. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chamber of Mayhem! Are you ready to rumble? Moonlight Army! This is my time now to flash you all uncensored DrayZera! This is my time now to flash you all uncensored DrayZera Uncensored! DrayZera Uncensored! Welcome to episode number 4! We've reached the Fantastic 4 in terms of episodes of DrayZera Uncensored. Unfortunately, I wish the world would be fantastic right now, but considering the amount of protests worldwide, I mean, flipping hell, we've got a flipping banner outside my town, and my town is not exactly the biggest town in the world, mind you. It's like barely anyone in the country knows this town, but anywho. Yeah, so coming back from the airport last night to pick up my parents who were in Bangladesh, myself and my dad, we sat down and watched the entire inauguration speech, and, well, I really am worried about this country. I'm worried about England, but I'm not even beginning to imagine the fear for American citizens. But, you know what? This is DrayZera Uncensored. Let's just go flipping. I'm gonna quote the quotes from the inauguration by Trump. So, January the 20th, 2017 will be remembered as the day the people became the rulers of this nation again. The forgotten men and women of our country will be forgotten no longer. Well, you know what's interesting now? The way that it can be transcribed is, well, this is very hypocritical to the nth degree. Let me elaborate here. So, alright, he said that the people will become the rulers of the nation again. Now, this implies that Trump is obviously heavily against immigrants. It's obvious that he wants to build a flipping wall to cover Mexico. He really hates immigrants. And he's flipping married! He's flipping married to someone who's foreign! To American. She's sweet. I don't know if she's... I think Melania is Swedish. Let me just research this while this is on. Melania Trump. I think she's Swedish. Oh, Slovenia. Yeah, she's Slovenian! Like what? Ridiculous. Anyway. Yeah. So, I don't understand what his point is. I mean, the way it's massive hypocrisy is many moons ago, for all those that don't know, have been living under a rock. People that were discovering quote-unquote America, they got rid of more or less all the American Indians, the Native Americans. What? What? If you're telling the truth, bring back American Indian, bringing them back, but you can't bring them back from the dead. You've killed all their ancestors. Oh my days. Alright, let's read another quote. For too many of our citizens, a different reality exists. Mothers and children trapped in poverty in our inner cities, rusted out factories scattered like tombstones across the landscape of our nation. An education system flush with cash, but which leaves our young and beautiful students deprived of knowledge. Knowledge, eh? You have so much knowledge, Trump. And the crime and gangs and drugs that have stolen too many lives and robbed our country of so much unrealized potential. This American carnage stops right here and stops right now. Okay, look, right? It's a very simple solution, okay, right? A lot of this, a lot of the world, I don't know, I can't say a lot of the world, but at least in England, right, we have a zero tolerance to guns, right? I mean, let me put it to you in this perspective, right? In England, in the UK, if somebody pulls out a gun, we go, whoa, holy guacamole, whoa, oh no! We get scared and we lose our tether, but when it comes to Americans, like, when I've chatted to quite a few American friends, they're like, yeah, all of us are like, what? It's ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, just have far more tightening of gun laws, right? And forget about the Second Amendment or whatever it is. Like, just stop it with the guns, right? Okay, welcome. Okay, all right, here we go. For many decades, we've enriched foreign industry at the expense of American industry, subsided the armies of other countries while allowing for the very sad depletion of our military. We've defended our nation's borders while refusing to defend our own, and spent trillions of dollars overseas while America's infrastructure has fallen into disrepair and decay. Interesting. Okay, right, let me just do some research, right? I'm gonna do research. Companies that have traded with Trump. Let me just research this, right? I bet you Trump has got affiliations with companies foreign. Like, I mean, if excuse me, let me tell you now. Goodness me. Sneezing like a pet.
Alright, let me look. Let me look. Right. I bet you, Chicago, right. Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah, like, foreign companies can't invest in you. Like, let me just reread the quote. You said enriching foreign industries. You've enriched foreign industries, like, you have, like, your hotels. You got hotels that you own in Vancouver, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Baku, Azerbaijan. Like, what? Golf courses. Oh yeah, don't you own one in Scotland? I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, you own the golf club at St Andrews, don't you? I think. Yeah. You own that. Like, casinos. That's a bankrupt. Yeah, the point of the matter is I'm looking through the list here, and you've got fingers and holes in other foreign countries, enriching them. I know you're enriching yourself because you're making money, but come on, man. I know that you're apparently sponging off all your businesses to your son, but come on, man. It's ridiculous. You can't just say, well, nope. Well, yes, I am going to just do that. We're gonna invest. Like, what's gonna? Yeah, obviously, not gonna get a single penny from your business. Yeah, move over. Absolute bollocks. Right, America first. Oh my God. Now, America first. Right now, before I'm gonna even tell you this point, right? What really scares me about this whole American first vision is to give you some scope of how worried I am. In Britain, we have something called Britain First, which is essentially a heavily right-wing group of people that really hate people that are Muslim and or of my ethnicity. So heavily right-wing. So right-wing you can't even find the right wing of a chicken. That is how bad it is. Now, it says here, the quote goes, "From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this moment on, it's going to be only America first. America first! Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs. Protection will lead to great prosperity and strength. We will follow two simple rules: buy American and hire American." Oh my day, this is complete rubbish, right? Okay, now, first and foremost, I know the PlayStation and so many other products, right? hold on. Products that are American, made in China. I'm literally doing this as I'm doing this podcast. 12 iconic American products no longer made in the US. Okay, right now you're gonna tell me following companies. Let me look. Okay, let me just look at this. Oh, okay, great. Right, okay. Right, okay. Yeah. In Costa Rica, you're gonna tell them, no, the Red Wagon, Barbie, Converse is made in China, Thailand, and India. These jeans, such a sketch. Even Olympic Games are manufactured in China. TV, bikes, iPads, Monopoly. American flag! What? That's right. I know the law. We all know that the reason why these companies either export or, is export the right word? They offsource all their products to other countries to be made so that they make massive profits because let's face it, in China, India, all those countries that are far more impoverished than America, they're gonna still do it. So yeah, I will believe it when I see it. Oh, ridiculous. Alright, and one final one. Eradicate Islamic terrorism. We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones, and unite the civilized world against radical Islamic terrorism, which we will eradicate completely from the face of the earth. Right, I'm gonna make one more statistic. Right, gun in Egypt. I'm good. Right, 30th of December. Close enough. Actually, an article by that fake company CNN. Let's just read this. Right, let's do this right now, okay? Crunch these numbers up. Okay, right. I tell you. Okay, Right, Right. For every... Alright, here we go. Look. Let me just tell you, right? This is the harrowing statistic. And you need to listen to this very carefully, right? Now, I know terrorism is a problem. I'm not getting away from that, yeah? And extremism is bad. Extremism has happened throughout history, whether it's the IRA, ISIS, Taliban, and obviously Nazi Germany, whatever, blah. Right, listen to this. For every one American killed by an act of terror in the United States or abroad in 2014, more than 1,049 died because of guns. So, to put this in perspective, for every one that has been killed by terrorist means, 1,000 have been killed by guns! So, Americans are killing Americans more than people outside of America killing Americans. But there are far more worse and far more crazy, agendas. I mean, and you haven't even mentioned the whole homosexual and homophobia, debacle, because we all know you're flipping homophobic. It's flipping obvious. As you'll see, I don't know if I actually touched on this in the interview, but you'll hear later, well, at least off air, I talked to Dean Snøw, who is the interviewee for this week, and Dean Snøw is gender fluid, and we've discussed, and at least off air, Dean Snøw said that, yep, Trump sucks. So yeah, it's gonna be great. So oh my god, so with this whole moniker of Make America, I mean, come on, really, are you honestly, what the hell? I mean, wow. Just, my head is just, just ridiculous. I mean,
look, on the last episode, I've discussed Obama being a fraud. Now, there is validity to this. However, what I'll give Obama for is that at the very least, he showed that he had the best intentions of trying to be president, you know? At least he tried, you know? However, Trump, come on. Be on your hand on heart. Why is he really president? Man, this is... shouldn't be recording at all, but... man, I need some more... come on. Why? Why does he even want to be president? Like, why? What benefit does he have being president? Ridiculous. Anyway, look. Please tell me your opinions. I have people on my Facebook that have voted for Trump. I have people on my Facebook that are completely against Trump. Let me hear your opinions, alright? Because it's ridiculous. Oh, we got 4 more years of this. 4 more years. I just really want Dwayne The Rock Johnson to lay the smack down and come forth. And oh yeah, side note, on my Facebook I've had so many likes of that meme that I found in the internet of if you haven't seen it, it's basically of a WWE Raw background. It has Donald Trump like in the inauguration, and suddenly Bernie Sanders with a steel chair, and the commentator goes, "Oh my God! It's Bernie Sanders! What is he doing?" So crazy. The amount of life makes me feel that there are actually some closet massive wrestling fans. Welcome back to DrayZera Uncensored, and now we have my special guest for today. Now, as you saw by the title, yes, we're going to talk about it. Now, my friend Alex Velis, who is a shout out to Alex, yep, my man Alex, he told me to talk about the topic of non-binary genders and all that jazz, and conveniently, after my performance tonight, I have got a non-binary gender. Is that the best way of putting it?
Yeah, I guess, maybe, I don't know, I just tend to just like non-binary person, it tends to be like, just try and keep it as neutral as possible when talking about like, non-binary genders.
Marvellous, so we have got a gender neutral, is that right there?
It's gender fluid.
Gender fluid. So we've got a gender fluid individual here. Introduce yourself.
I'm Dean Snøw.
Dean what?
Snøw.
Dean Snøw. Awesome name, I love it. Awesome stuff. So, marvellous stuff. Got it through DeepL and all that?
Sorry?
Got it through DeepL and all that?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, well, that's where you legally change your name.
Oh, no, I haven't yet. Getting on there soon-ish, hopefully.
Awesome stuff. So yeah, let's just talk about it. So, tell me, what made you, just if you don't mind me asking, what made you decide to go, or is the right phrase go gender? Like, it's a very tricky way of putting it. Like, do you know what I'm getting at here? What made you decide? Yeah, go for it.
So, like, I always think of gender as like something that grows up with you. So when I was a kid, there was always like that kind of, you know, I don't fit into the stereotype sort of thing. And then as I grew up, I began to like learn more about myself and basically came to understand that I'm non-binary. You know, the reason I don't fit in the stereotypes is because those aren't stereotypes for me. So do you feel that as a result of what you said, based on what I can gather, do you feel that when it comes to gender, there's so much stereotypes when it comes to gender roles, and because of that, they didn't really sit well with you? Yeah, I mean, gender roles as a basis are complete bullshit. I mean, that's just my feminism. But like, I don't know. People always, you know, you say like it's a decision, but it's not. It's just something that you are. Like, you never decide to be trans. You never decide to be non-binary. It's just who you are.
Yeah, I see. And so essentially, you went through a voyage of self-discovery in a sense. And what was the caveat? What was that point where you went, right, I am deciding to be gender fluid, that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to be, this is who I am. What was the caveat?
I mean, I don't know, it was just a series of development. I went through a stage where I was just like, you know, I was bi-gender, then just sort of it developed into me having a full understanding of it, so just educating myself, I think, really. So gender fluid fits the most because it's just how I feel. Like, it's such a hard thing to like describe, because it's just a feeling that you get. It's like
you don't, if you're, you know, a cis woman, you never think, you know, oh, I'm such a woman, you know, you just are a woman, like you know what I mean?
And for all the audience members that aren't as clued up to what cis woman, what does that mean?
Cisgender means you identify as the gender you're assigned at birth. So, you know, when you're born, they say it's a boy, it's a girl. So if they say at your birth, you're like, it's a boy, and you grow up believing and knowing that you're a boy, then you're cisgender.
Oh, so most of us are that then? Does that make sense?
I mean, it's so hard to quantify it because there's people that aren't out, people that don't understand, people that might be just going through a thing that they don't understand. Okay. You know, so you can't really quantify how many of us there are. I suppose us.
So I just want to go on this topic here. So because I want to like cover it all in not like forever, but I want to learn about this. So when it comes to gender fluid and all that stuff, I want to understand the fact, why is there such a stigma? Because the way I see it is I'm just chill. It's like my opinions on homosexuality, and like you can, like the way I see it, just if you wanna make love, just make love, just do it, whatever. Do you know, like, why is there such a stigma? Like, can you explain to me why? I mean, it just makes me feel it's like another way of like discriminating people who are just quote unquote different, like how my parents and more recently, like still people to this day, are racist in this country and across the world. Like, I just don't understand.
It's entirely a cultural thing, because like non-binary genders have existed since, you know, gender existed, because it's, you know, it exists in Native American culture, it exists in, you know, like Indonesian culture. Like, it's been around for forever, and people just, you know, being in a Western society, people don't know about it. I mean, you know, people like to say that it's a new thing, but it's really not. Like, there was a Roman emperor that sometimes was a woman and sometimes was a man, you know. You know, people like to pretend it's not a thing because then they don't have to care about it. But it's, you know, non-binary has always existed and it will continue to exist.
I see. And so can I ask then, so there has been, I was watching YouTube the other day, as you do, and YouTube, you know that bit where you just search around YouTube, and then I picked on SJWs, and I know they're not representative of, you know what I mean, they're just their own thing, yeah, and what I call the Tumblr Society. Now, according to Tumblr, there are over 100 and something genders. Now, obviously, like, I'm not going to discriminate, I'm not going to say anything bad at all, but I like to hear what your opinion is, because obviously, because you're gender fluid, you have more of a scope, you know what I mean? You're more in the bubble, whereas for me, I'm outside of the bubble, so I feel very unintelligent, like, thinking about it, because I haven't really, like, lived it, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of like me saying, like, I will never understand people tanning, because I don't need it. So it's that kind of logic. So yeah, can you just explain to me what about that, really?
I don't know, I guess Tumblr's such a weird place, because it's obviously,
very weird.
It's this community of people that are all like learning about new stuff, learning about themselves, and expressing that on the website, because it is a place that entirely entitles you to have freedom of expression. And I think that draws a lot of non-binary people in. I don't necessarily, people talk about, like, to say that it's like, you know, non-binary was invented on Tumblr, but that's just not true. Like, non-binary people especially, and like, you know, people in the LGBT community are drawn to that kind of platform because it is just completely freedom of expression. You can very easily find people that are on the same wavelength as you, and like, I don't know, I think it's just bullshit. It's just a coincidence that people like to, you know, stereotype, if you get what I mean. And I just, you know, it's a safe place to learn about this stuff, because it is something that a lot of people go through.
Right. And on the topic of SJWs, the interesting thing is that the way I see it, what's depicted in the media, is that people talk about them and they mix it with people that are gender fluid. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting. Like, obviously, I don't think they're representative, you know what I mean? What are your opinions on SJWs in general?
I think the whole concept is a bit bizarre, because it's just like, you know, they talk about like social justice warriors. There's no, I mean, you know, I count myself as an activist, you know, I do a lot of like petition work, absolutely. And I, you know, go to a lot of protests and stuff, but like, this whole, like, they talk about, you know, people being triggered and shit, it's just ridiculous, because it's just people expressing, you know, an opinion and a need for there to be some kind of equality, and just like, it's just, you know, that's where it comes from, and then people just take it as a joke and, you know, use it as a way of belittle.
As a weapon. Yeah.
They label people that give a shit about other people that they don't know, social justice warriors, as a way of belittling their opinions and in turn promoting their own racism, homophobia, transphobia, that sort of bullshit, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, so all right, that's very fascinating. So usually I'm going to ask, usually I'd ask more questions, but what I'm going to say is I'm going to leave one very final question because I know that you have a very busy schedule, you get so many meetings and all that, and I don't want to waste your time any further. My question to you is this: with Genderfluid becoming far more on the main stage, it's far more well known. I mean, I've only just learned about this in the last 5 years, not being disrespectful at all.
It's not disrespectful, it's just not knowing about stuff. I mean, I only came to terms with this whole identity like within the last 4 years and stuff as well, so.
Alright, I'll get a two-part question. One, what percentage of people do you think in this world, deep down, are non-binary? And two, with people that are suffering from, let's say, gender identity crisis, is that a good way of putting it? Gender identity crisis. What websites and sources do you feel that are good places, or just anywhere that you can find that would be good for just finding out?
I mean, there's plenty of stuff online that you can find just by googling non-binary or whatever. Like, there's loads of support groups out there if that's what you feel to need. I mean, the main thing I'd say to anyone who is maybe questioning their gender or knows something isn't right but they can't quite figure out is just educate yourself. Don't be scared. Don't take shit from anyone. You're perfect the way you are, regardless of how you identify, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be true to yourself, because you're just going to end up miserable and you're just not going to be you unless you express it, and not to just take everything on the cheek, because people are assholes and it just happens. And unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that now, but just remember to be you. That's the main thing.
Alright, that's awesome stuff. Well, thank you very much for the interview. Thank you very much. And if anyone, just very quickly before you go, because I know that your taxi is waiting. The final question: if anyone wants to talk to you and talk about this topic, because I feel that you're far more clued up about this topic than probably I'll ever be, or your plus one on the other side of the room just waiting for you to stop this interview. What is your any social media links that you could probably talk to them, or email or whatever? Go for it.
Yeah, you can find me on Tumblr at punkaskking, which is like no what's the word I'm looking for? Punctuation in it. Is
there ARSE, yeah?
No, it's just ASS.
Just to make sure, because you pronounce it with the ARSE, and I need to make sure that we do have international viewers here. So
right, okay. You know what? So thank you very much, by the way, from Dean Snøw for the interview. Much appreciated. And oh yeah, slight spoiler news: Dean Snøw and Dean, fellow compatriots, they're going to be helping me with video editing. So that'll take a lot of work off my back, because uploading a video every day can be draining, and they'll be editing my spoken word videos from the near future, which I am feeling very rad about. I'm feeling good. Yeah. So before we get to the PIB Poetry in Bed Poem of the Week, before we get to that, I just want to quickly say, look, guys, this is absolutely mental, like the amount of support I've been getting for this podcast. I mean, I've had people message me, like, saying that, hey, I've downloaded this, I listened to this on the train ride, hey man, I really love it, I really love your bold approach. It's like, wow, I'm feeling so loved about it. And even to the point that I had a conversation with, I'm going to not name the person, but yeah, had a very deep conversation about episode 1 of the podcast, which really blew the popularity of this podcast up. So to explain for all those that haven't listened to episode 1, so yeah, I had gay sex, and yeah, and he described to me, like, he asked me, did I feel better on the top or the bottom, and I honestly said I don't know, because I'm going to briefly talk about this, because of the fact that for me, I've had far more experience with women than men. Therefore, for me to have a better idea of things, honestly, 100%, I need more experience. Because the way I see it is, is, especially since there wasn't that much emotional attachment to the homosexual act, I feel that you need to have more of a balanced experience, because otherwise, obviously biased wise, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm much more experienced when it comes to that, you know? So, now for the Poetry in Bed Poem of the Week. We have Clive Osman, who is a member of the poetry collective that I'm affiliated to, called Poets in Motion. Feel free to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, all those wonderful links. So, goes a little bit like this. Oh yeah. I'm gonna one more thing before I say the poem "Human" by Clive Osman. Right. So my mum came in and I asked her, "Yo, do you want to be on my podcast?" And she's like, "What's that?" So I explained to her what a podcast is, and I said to her, "Look, you want to be in the podcast right now? You have to speak in complete English." Now my mum can speak English, just not amazing well. And she said, "Well, whoa, don't be stupid." In other words, I don't think she's gonna do the episode. Like, you know what? I'm gonna try and lobby to get my mum to be interviewed on a podcast. Now, obviously, it's just my mum. It doesn't sound cool, but I'll tell you this right now. My mum, she's very fascinating to listen to. I can tell you that much, and you can tell that our opinions are completely different. So I think it'll be quite an interesting contrast. I don't want her to be the co-host on my days. That'd be ridiculous. So anyway, here we go. This is Human by Clive Osman. Thanks for the loan of your ladder to help me on my way. It didn't reach the stars, but no matter. It gave me the start I needed, and I was truly grateful. I finished with it now, but can't return it, as it got misplaced, or burned or something. I'm not sure how. Let it be a comfort that it helped me out, because as I keep on rising, there will be no comprising. I owe you nothing. You look happy where you are, as I watch you from afar. I stole the best you had, and it makes me quite sad. I couldn't bring you with me, but there wasn't room for two. I know I made you mad, let you down, and pissed upon your hallowed ground, but I'm reaching for the summit, and when I've been there, done it, I won't need you around. Woo! Thank you very much, Clive Osman, for that. I will credit you, I will link you, and oh yes, do not forget his book. Happy by Clive Osman is currently doing a nationwide book tour around Waterstones and beyond. So please, if you're around, I'm going to also talk to him, and he can send us links to if you're nearby in the local UK area. Then please, I highly recommend checking out this book, because at the end of the day, I've met him a few times. He's a good man. Obviously, I'm not saying this because he's part of the poetry collective that I'm in, but look, he's a good man, and please check out his stuff. Right, Moonlight Army, I feel that we have reached the end of this podcast. I feel that, considering that one of the episodes is quite short, one of the episodes has been an hour. Yes, so anyway, thank you very much, Moonlight Army. It's been DrayZera, and I will see you later. Bye-bye. Time now to flash you on Uncensored, DrayZera Uncensored. DrayZera Uncensored.